today we're going to work on this very simple beginner-friendly Valentine's project. And it's really just a bunch of hearts painted with watercolor and then embellished with some pens. So they're very, very easy to create. You can make them, keep them for yourself. You can give them to people for Valentine's. You can use these any time of the year, really. They're cute, they're fun, they're whimsical. And so I like to create them on just a rectangular, small-ish size paper, and then either handwrite a note on the back, or sometimes I just even put affirmations for myself on the back, and I might hang them on my refrigerator, or just put them around. They're just a little bit of joy for your day. So let's get started. I'm going to show you first the supplies that I use, which are actually very basic. I'm just working on a sheet of Canson watercolor paper. This isn't any expensive fancy paper. It's Canson, the extra large. It's 9 by 12 and it's 140 pound. It's cold pressed, heavyweight, but it is not 100% cotton. And this works totally fine to create these kind of cards. Now you can also buy this kind of watercolor paper on folded cards, and that would be completely fine to work on also. So I work on a little bit bigger piece of paper, 9 by 12. I paint the hearts on the whole entire thing, and then I go back and I use a trimmer like this to cut them into the smaller sizes. Okay, so then as far as paints, what I have are the Meeden watercolor in tubes, but you can use any kind of watercolor paints that you have, any kind will work for this project. So I'm using a white, a violet, crimson red, and rose red. The rose red is a little bit more pinky. I don't know if you can tell in this image, but it's a little more pink colored than the crimson red, which is more of like a true red. And then I can use the white to tone down at either of these reds and make them like a true pink. So then, of course, you're going to need lots of water. I have several jars over here of water. And I'm just going to use a couple different size round brushes. You don't need anything, again, fancy. You can use any kind of brush you have. But I like the round brush because it makes the heart shape, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And if you want to make smaller hearts, you can use a smaller brush. If you want to make bigger hearts, you can use a bigger brush. But again, it's pretty forgiving. You can use pretty much whatever you have. And then I have these different types of permanent ink pens. You're just going to want to make sure that they are permanent. There's a lot of different ones on Amazon you can get, but this is a black pen, a white one, and a gold one. And I use these for the doodle embellishments at the end of the project. Now, I already have some of these paints on my palette, and I've already sprayed them with water. Now, the great thing about watercolor is that you can always let it dry, add some more water, and come back to it, which is so great because you're never wasting the paint. Like you can't do that with other types of paint, but watercolor is very forgiving. So what I like to do is just start with just one color and, load my brush up. And this is the basic shape. What you do is you just put your brush down, lift it, and then same on the other side. And you're going to want some paper towels so that you can blot excess water. Like I have quite a bit of water on here, but the thing that's really fun about watercolor is that it kind of just does its own thing and you can just let it do that, right? So I like to sometimes take these and just add a lot more water with almost the same color, and make a lighter variety of a heart. And maybe make it some a little smaller. And again, I'm using a very large brush here. Just kind of letting the water do its own thing too. And I might make one side this color and the other side different color. and kind of just let those run together even. And now I'm going to switch to just a smaller brush. And the thing that's so great about this project is that these hearts don't have to be perfect. You know, you can see, like, even if you mess up a little bit, it's fine for it to be kind of crooked. And they even look more cute and whimsical that way. Okay, so I think you probably kind of get the gist of this. And so now I'm going to show you the completed project. Okay, so here you can see the final project. I just randomly put these hearts all over in different sizes. And then when they were completely dry, I used the black fine tip pen to outline all of the hearts. And then I went back and used the white and the gold pens to just add some embellishments. And again, this can be just a really fun, relaxing project where you just kind of go with it. You don't worry about it being perfect. You just, whatever is in your heart to paint on the hearts. And it's just, you know, it's fun. You can do this with your kids, with your grandchildren. And it's just a very beginner-friendly project. So then I went back and just cut them into smaller sizes, trimmed off the edges. And then I also added some extra embellishments. The one on the lower left with the pink little tiny hearts, I added an acrylic pink pen to create those. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you would like to receive more of these, you will be notified when I create new ones. Thanks so much. Have a great day.